It is the 6th of March, 2022. This is WIKISPEED Standup. You want to start us off, Lauren?
Okay. This is Lauren Salter, Gabriel Island, British Columbia, Canada. And past week, what I did was I did review Python with the idea that I was going to have to do that for the ROS. So that's one thing. And I soldered all 6 wires, even though I probably only need 4, because I didn't know which ones. I couldn't remember or figure out which ones were on the LiDAR, which ones are used and which ones aren't. So I just soldered all of them on with colored, similar colored jumpers. And coming week, I'm going to download the LiDAR code and then just try it, because I don't need to stick it in a breadboard or anything, just run the jumpers to the correct pinout. So I imagine that's on WikiSpeed. And then also I want to do this red tape thing, but actually I want to touch base with Joe about something first, and that's it. And blocks, I'm working on my money and taxes deadlines, and similar things. Actually, generally organizing my place. So that's kind of why that happened, because I had a kind of tough 6 years, and when my desk had stuff from 6 years ago under at the bottom of the pile, and I got it all cleared out and filed in a file rack. So and it was mostly financial stuff. Some of which I needed to keep, a lot of which I threw. So that kind of those are the blocks, and that's it for me.
Okay, Carol, you want to go next?
Yep, this is Kirill in Oakville, Ontario. So, as I mentioned last time, I finished reading the book and I started creating a file with kind of a high level of summary of every chapter. The goal here is so that we can see on a high level the flow of the book and which term is defined where, so that we can make sure that the book has a nice flow when read top to bottom. So I summarized the first 4 or 5 chapters, and I'll continue with that. I'll share the document with the broader group probably about the end of this week, so that everybody can jump in and contribute. So that's my plan. No blockers.
Okay, thanks, Carol. It's Michael Olchuk, Saskatoon, Canada. This past week, I did work on Ross. I had an include error. The code wouldn't compile. I searched around for a while, figured out what the file was, and I put it in a place, and it did work. It compiled for me. And then I reread the tutorial from Tiziano and realized that I used the wrong link for the GitHub, which is why it didn't compile for me. So I made the mistake of deleting a directory inside a Linux tree, and now it won't reinstall for me because it says I don't have access to create the directory. So uh, I will make progress. I don't know Linux well enough to figure out what it is I'm doing wrong. Um, anyway, that's my block. Next week, I'm going to continue working on it, and I'm going to see if I can use italics and bold to mark up the Linux commands, the Python commands, and such inside the ROS documentation. Um, and I was going to ask Kirill, if are you like doing like a table of contents when you say a summary, or is it more than point form? Is it actually like a executive summary?
I would say the latter. I can
Okay.
probably share my screen to show you what's the idea.
Okay. That's fine. We'll do that in crosstalk,
Okay.
and I talked about last week, talked about this week. Okay, so that's it for me. Let's go back to Lauren for his retrospective.
Okay, so I'm giving myself an 8. The team 10. It's been many weeks and we've had people. The process improvement. Um, yeah, I'm still interested in. So it'd be the same the mural or the other things, and I haven't had a chance to make progress on those. But yeah, I'm happy. If I actually get the lidar distance sensor working, then I'll give myself a 10 this week. And that's it. That's it for me.
Okay, off to you, Carol.
I would give myself a 5 because I found time to work on the book actually. I don't know what to say about the team. I haven't seen uh, either William or anyone else from the book. So, okay, yeah, I'll give them 10.
No, I'm talking about you. You finished the book. You got to mark that milestone, 10.
Okay. Yeah, that was last week though, so probably it's 10 for my last week effort. Um, so yeah, it will be great if I see more collaborators just to exchange ideas here about the book. It feels lonely, but it's okay. I'll keep pushing forward. I'm sure other people will appear.
Okay, thanks. And I am going to give myself a 4 out of 10 because I was hoping to make a fair bit more progress, but I did not. And I'll go with we have to have more people for me to give 10. I'm gonna stick with a 9. Process improvement is get some more people on. And that pretty much wraps it up for our stand up. So, Kirill, did you want to share your screen?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. What is the share? Toggle screen share. Uh-huh. Okay. Do you guys see my screen?
Yes, I do.
Give me a second. So if I zoom in this a little bit.
Yes, I do.
So this is my idea. I mean, I mentioned the main chapters in the book, and then my impression from each chapter. For example, the contents inside, like the real contents inside the book, is broken into 4 sprints, which is great. I finally realized where Joe specifies the 4 sprints, but then later in the book, it's not obvious where one sprint ends and where the other starts. So I just put a quick comment here that probably we want to make this more explicit in the book. So for the forward, I just said it introduces the general idea and who is Joe. No real comments for improvement. Yeah, so the forward was really interesting because it introduces what Scrum Master is, but then it goes into great details about the certification and the exam and how everything needs to go. So I was thinking that doesn't seem really like a forward. Maybe we can create a separate chapter just about the certification. And then let me see. Yeah, so I put a few comments about the intro chapter, and I noticed that it mentions probably twice the term modern business agility, but it doesn't really go into detail. And really nowhere else in the book I saw modern business agility mentioned. It might be a term that Joe coined, so we may want to spend some time either explaining it or, yeah, just defining it a little better. So it's kind of an executive summary, and ideas for improvement for every chapter. That's my idea.
Oh, that sounds like a real good idea. If when you share your summary, I don't know if is there any links inside the book text, or can we share maybe your summary and just have a link to the book so that they're kind of kept together? Because I imagine it kind of makes a difference which version of the book you're linked to, because as it changes, the comments are going to be incorporated or they're not going to be incorporated, and you're going to do something else or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about versioning. So right here at the top, I put a link to the book
Okay.
that I'm reviewing. But you're right. As we update, we will have to also remove pieces from here.
Can we maybe link it to a card in Miro, and then have the Google Doc link, and as we go to different versions, we make new cards. I'm not sure how else we're going to keep the versions together, because the Google
So,
Docs doesn't really do versioning, does it?
no,
I think it does. I think it keeps track. You can revert and things like that in it. So
Well, you can revert,
I think Google.
but you can't really say, oh, this is working with version 6.3, because it
correct.
doesn't really
Yeah, I
have one,
don't.
right?
Yeah, I don't think so. But just to understand, you were saying it's good if I put, let's say, every chapter comments in a Miro card.
No. I was if we're trying to keep the comments together with the version of the book that it matches,
Yeah,
if we had a card that linked to both of them, you'd almost have to make a copy of the Google document and
I
then
see.
have that inside, like linked inside the card on the Miro. It's a card on Miro, right?
Yep. Yeah. I can do that. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea to keep everything in sync.
Yeah, I like everything is fluid. I'm not sure how to group things together any other way though.
Yeah. Yep. But definitely, I didn't think of versioning. So that's a good idea. I'll link them there.
I'm under the impression Google Docs does something like versioning, but I'll look it up and send the thing and either yay or nay.
Let me see if
Well, I know that you can revert. I just don't know how it refers to the edits, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it has the formal kind of thing like with Git or.
I
Oh,
don't know if.
looks like you can put a name on the current version.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's what I can do is just name certain versions. Name
Oh,
this
cool.
version.
Okay.
Make a copy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you don't have to. You wouldn't have to make a copy of it. That would.
Yeah. And by the way, do we know? So if I open the book, should I just say version 19A? Because this book seems like that. It says here in the title
Oh, okay.
V19A.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Will do.
And then
And
after you make changes, you're going to make it 19B, I guess.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Will do.
Just if you talked with William, and that's how you guys are going to go forward, that makes sense. Well, it makes sense to me anyway. I don't know if
Yeah.
William may have another idea, or it may work for him, whatever.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'll discuss with him. Any idea is good idea right now. It's just that's my initial structure. We can update it any way we like.
So how long did it take you to read the whole book?
Longer than I imagined. Let's see. I think I started very late in December. So let's say January, February.
Whew.
Yeah, 2 months. But again, I didn't. Probably the first month I was very kind of ad hoc whenever I find time. For the month of February, I kind of put a schedule that I wake up every morning at 6 and read for an hour. So that kind of helped to, create
Okay.
a pace. Yeah.
So I probably the same time I tried to load it into Microsoft Word and have it read to me, and I think I didn't even get halfway through the first chapter, and then I kind of forgot about it. And every time we sit down for stand up, it's like, oh yeah, I was supposed to listen to that again. So maybe I can be inspired to listen to the whole thing.
So when you say listen, are you saying Microsoft Word can read it
Microsoft,
for you?
yeah, it'll do a read aloud. That's one of the features. Um,
I didn't know
it's
that.
not real great with the titles. It's like 1.6.3 kind of stuff, but
Yeah,
besides that, it does an okay job of pronouncing.
interesting. Okay, I'll try it out. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's one of the few ways that I like Microsoft Word better than I like LibreOffice because it doesn't have read aloud.
Yeah, I wonder if Google Docs actually have that. Give me a second,
Oh, I
because
didn't even check.
Google Docs definitely has a voice typing. You can dictate, but I don't know if.
Yeah, let's ask. Oh, Google Docs.
So,
Read.
Michael,
Sure. Hi.
yeah, for the your problem with the ROS that you erased some files or lost some files.
So in the directory tree, the I2C PWM package,
Right.
um, I I cloned the wrong repository. So rather than uninstall it, I went into the file manager and deleted it. And then after I
Right.
deleted it, when I tried to clone the repository again, it gave me error messages. So I've got to figure out what I did
Yeah.
wrong. It's probably like I rebooted the Raspberry Pi. That might fix it, or it may be I don't have the. I might have to do sudo first in order to create the directory or some darn thing. I don't know. We'll find out.
If you're in version control, you're not supposed to delete stuff because then the version control doesn't know about it. So you're supposed to do it through the version control command, like
Yeah.
yeah, something, and then it'll know about it and it'll warn you if there's a problem and stuff like that.
So,
So
what is the command to remove a Git repository, not in Git, but on my local?
with it, you can use Git on your local.
Like you use sudo git clone to get the repository, but
Yeah.
I've got the wrong one. So how do I get rid of the clone on my local besides using file manager to delete it?
Um, Kirill, I'm trying to recall, but you need to like have Git on your machine and then go into Git and you can say Git something something on the command line.
Oh, okay.
So you
Right.
go to that directory and I think you can say I can't remember what it is. It's
Yeah, but
I go ahead.
even the way Michael did it should work. So right now, when you try to clone again, do you remember what error you're getting?
The error is something about can't find. So it almost sounded like it couldn't find the Git repository on GitHub, which doesn't make any sense. So
Right. There is a
it was getting
command.
late yesterday, and I was I was getting frustrated, so I stopped.
So there is a command that you can use to kind of revert your local copy. So if you mess up
Okay.
your local copy, there is a command that reverts that. So I assume your Git is still set up correctly. You just need to revert. Give me a second. I'll send you the command. Is Discord okay?
Yep, Discord works. So I
Okay.
did a search for can Google Docs read to me, and apparently you need a Chrome Vox extension to Google Chrome, and that will let you read your Google Doc aloud to you.
Wow.
So
I see.
maybe
Wow.
I should just do that instead of trying to do it in, because I only have Microsoft Word on a work laptop, and I've got Google Docs access, of course, everywhere. So maybe I will. It looks like it is an extension to Google Chrome.
Right. Okay. I'll take a look.
Sorry for the noise. That's my notification on my desktop.
Yeah.
Okay,
For
good. I was
Discord.
wondering if somebody relatively close was torturing a dog.
That's right.
There you go. One more. I'm just
I'll
sending
turn
you
that,
the Git
turn
command.
that down.
Okay, so do you have to with reset? Do you have to specify the package?
No, I think it will reset the whole branch that you have. So when you say clone in Git,
Yep.
it clones one of the branches. Probably you clone the master branch. Uh, and then when you mess up things, you just issue git reset hard, and then it
Okay.
downloads all the code from the source, and it
Oh, okay.
makes sure that your local copy is a good copy of the remote branch.
Okay, we will copy that, and we will put that into my little notepad.
Keep in mind that if you did some local changes, they will be deleted. So be careful.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea. What I was trying to get to is videos that showed here are the steps you do in order, and here's what they look like on the video. I mean, they're long and boring videos because you're actually watching text troll and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you're new to it, there's no replacement for seeing it happen and see what the screen's supposed to look like, and
Right.
then you can see, oh well, something's obviously gone wrong because I have this extra message or whatever.
Yep.
So I was trying to get to the point where I could actually show that it was on the screen. Here it goes in this order, and I messed it up.
Yeah. Yeah. And if this doesn't help for some reason, the other thing I can suggest is you just clone the same repository in a separate folder. Just create a
Okay.
brand new folder, clone it there. It should be okay. If not, just ping me on Discord. I'll try to help.
Yeah. Well, normally you're just inside the Catkin workspace when you're cloning stuff for ROS. So it normally creates its own directory. Like I said, I'm not sure what I
Oh,
did wrong.
okay.
Like, and when it gave the error message, I was a little confused. Anyway, I will try again.
All right.
Okay, guys. Anything else you want to talk about? Nope. Okay. I will turn the video on and record adding the Chrome extension. So hopefully we can. It would be cool if everybody could have the book read to them, so that I find that I can listen to, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours of podcasts. It's kind of in the background, and if you hear something interesting, you pay attention and stuff.
Yeah.
We should be paying a little bit more attention to the book, but the first couple of times you hear it, I mean, you're just kind of getting a flavor for it. So
Yeah.
hopefully that will work for us. Okay, I'm going to stop recording then.